Welcome to the Integrity Sports Podcast, powered by Harper's Tree and Stump Removal. If you have any tree trimming, tree removal, or stump removal needs, Harper's Tree and Stump Removal has you covered. They can also haul rock and sand. They can do driveway work and can now do horizontal grinding of large wood debris piles. Give Keith a call at 229-314-2048 or at 229-938-2412. Harper's Tree and Stump Removal is proud to be the premier sponsor of the Integrity Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Integrity Sports Podcast, covering local sports in the Southwest Georgia area, creating content that is factual, positive, and informative, promoting efforts by athletes, coaches, and sports administrators. Now, here's your host, Tim Estes.
Hello, and thank you for making the Integrity Sports Podcast a part of your weekly routine. Let me encourage you to like and share this video with your friends. Also, we're needing your help. Help us to build our YouTube presence. So whatever platform you're watching this on today, make sure and go to our YouTube page and hit the subscribe button. Help us to get to 1,000 subscribers. Our guest today is a Southwest Georgia guy who has experienced a tremendous amount of success. He's done that in Division I college football. Gunnar Watson grew up in Taylor County, just up the road in Butler, Georgia, where he played for the Taylor County Vikings on the high school level. He then went on to Troy University and has put up some incredible numbers as the starting quarterback there for the Troy Trojans, and has now made himself eligible for the upcoming NFL draft. Gunnar, man, thanks for joining me.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me.
Gunnar, I guess you and I met when you were a young guy, probably 12 or 13. At that time, you were kind of a rising star on the baseball field. You were friends with many of the guys that were on my summer team and guys that played at Sly County High School, and that's kind of the connection that you and I had. But it's been really neat to follow your career. I know I've gotten to know your mom and dad a little better, and man, it's just been fun to watch you from a distance. But you're a true Southwest Georgia guy. You're that guy that loves to hunt and fish. I'm kind of interested for you to tell me what it was like growing up here in Southwest Georgia, and what got you a chance over at Troy University.
I grew up. My dad got me into hunting and fishing in Butler since I was 3 or 4 years old. I think I killed my first deer when I was 4. So just growing up and doing that, always fun. I mean, that's really all I did. I did a little hunting, did a little fishing, and played ball. But, like you said, I started off playing baseball. I thought I would play baseball at the college level. And then around 9th grade, my cousin was the starting quarterback for the high school team. And in our jamboree against Crawford County, he got hurt. So I was kind of thrown into the fire. And I had a pretty good year, my 9th grade year. And kind of realized that, that's the route I wanted to go. I had gotten a little bigger. I'd grown to about 6'2", and I was only 165 soaking wet then, but kind of grew into my frame. And about sophomore year, had another good year, and then realized that, that's what I wanted to do was play football. And then Troy was my first offer my junior year summer at a camp. After my sophomore year that summer at a camp, and got a few more offers from Mercer and South Alabama and Austin Peay University over in Tennessee. And, I chose Troy the spring of my junior year and enrolled there in the summer of 2018. And, that's kind of never looked back. So.
Well, Gunnar, I want to talk a little bit about your early high school career. Man, I don't want to cut yourself short. You were a good baseball player, not just in middle school, but all the way up through the high school ranks. Definitely one of the top players in Southwest Georgia. Somewhere along the line, though, you had to make that decision. Football is really going to be my ticket. Go through that thought process as a high school student and what led you to concentrating on football.
Yeah, I played a lot of travel ball growing up, and I mean, I thought I was a pretty good player at baseball, and I I guess, like I said earlier, when I started my 9th grade year at quarterback, I kind of fell in love with football and knew that was what I wanted to do. And I think I got better at baseball when I figured out I wanted to do football, because I didn't stress about baseball as much, and I was just kind of out there having fun. I think that's what led to my success, especially my 10th to 12th grade year in baseball. I had some good years during that time just because I was out there having fun and just playing the game that I grew up playing.
We are talking to Gunnar Watson, the quarterback at Troy University. Our show today is brought to you by Marty McDonald State Farm Insurance. They're located at 925 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Americus. You can reach them at 928-3686 or find them on Facebook. Drop by and see Marty, Mary Lynn, or any of their staff and let them discuss your insurance needs with you. They can even do the famous discount double check to make sure that you're receiving all of the savings that are available to you. Thanks to Marty McDonald State Farm Insurance for sponsoring this segment of the Integrity Sports Podcast. And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Gunnar, I want to talk a little bit about Troy athletics. When young men in our area, and you're as familiar with this part of the country as I am, but think about this. When young men in our area start looking at where can I play college sports, my perception has been that they think of places like Georgia Southern or Kennesaw or maybe Mercer. You don't hear a lot about Troy. But the fact is, Troy's probably closer to us than a Kennesaw or a Georgia Southern. Why is it that more high school athletes from our area don't know much about Troy?
I'm really not sure, because in Alabama, Troy's kind of a big deal. There's a lot of fans of Troy in the state of Alabama. And, going to school there for 6 years, I didn't really see many people come from Georgia. I did see a couple players from Atlanta that came through that played. There was some from, further south than us in southwest Georgia, like Blakely, Georgia. There were some people that just enrolled in school there just to go to school. But, I know that Troy recruits a lot, and I know the guy that does the area for Sly County, Taylor County, and I know they've offered a couple guys. But, I would just recommend for players that are coming through high school to go and check it out. I mean, it's a beautiful campus, kind of a small town feel like a Sly County or Taylor County, and they do things right over there, and we win some ball games. So
They absolutely do. And I'm like you, Gunnar. I think these folks in our area that are looking for a quality place to go play college football, baseball, basketball, whatever it may be, man, Troy's an easy trip. It's a great campus, a good atmosphere. Folks need to take a look at that for sure. I've been able to be over on Troy's campus several times over the past few years, Gunnar, and several times I've noticed construction projects going on. I know you guys built the big field house at the end of the stadium. That was a really nice addition. The baseball stadium just went under a major renovation. Got some incredible facilities over there. Talk to us a little bit about what Troy has to offer and what maybe that you've got coming as far as athletic facilities in the near future.
Yeah, so that baseball renovation, they just finished that up, so that's really nice. I haven't been over there to see it. I plan on trying to catch a few games, but they worked on that. I mean, they got it done pretty quick. They just announced to us before our bowl game, and they were building an indoor facility for the football team, so that's going to be really nice. It's going to be a 100-yard facility that they build for us, and I'm sure all the other sports can use it. And our gym is one of the nicest in Alabama, so they've got a lot of stuff going on over there, and I think it's only going to get better as the years go by.
Yeah, and you guys have a great administration over there, not just Dr. Hawkins and the folks that are up high, but your athletic director, your coaches, man, you guys just from top down, it seems like Troy's really got it going on. Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir. I mean, we just had a coaching change, the football, but our AD, Brent Jones, he's a great guy. He always puts the players first, and the whole athletics department is always worried about the players and what they can do for us. So,
So you've heard about Gunnar Watson's past and kind of what he just went through as a senior on the football team. One of our sponsors this week's Gunnar is One Digital Solutions. One Digital is a steward of business growth and personal development. Their insurance, financial, and HR platforms provide you with a personalized, tech-enabled solution for a contemporary work-life experience. One Digital resolves real problems for your business and employees. They do that by fusing together things like employee benefits, HR, and financial services. It's really everything all in one. It's One Digital. Contact our friend Will Peterson. His number is 229-347-6289. One Digital is proud to be a sponsor of the Integrity Sports Podcast. Gunnar, as we look at your numbers on the field as the quarterback for Troy University over the past 2 seasons, man, you have really lit it up. I mean, if you're just looking on paper and you've never watched Gunnar Watson play, you'd have to be impressed with those numbers that you put up. You've got that 6'2", 6'3", I'm guessing about 210, 215 frame. So that is the frame that these NFL scouts tend to look for in quarterbacks. As you look toward this April NFL draft, tell us a little bit about what your hopes are and what you're doing to prepare for that.
So I was training in Atlanta, and plans kind of got changed, and I'll be starting to train in Dallas in the next couple weeks, hopefully. And our pro day is going to be sometime in March. So, I hope to go out on pro day and showcase what I can do. And if I don't get drafted, I would really like to get an undrafted free agent or even just get a chance to get a mini camp invite. So, and, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I didn't want to look back in 10 years and regret not trying to go through this process and try to play football for as long as I can.
I got to agree with you. One of the things that's really neat is you've got a chance. And whether that's the NFL or whether that may be CFL or what it may be, you always have something to fall back on, Gunnar. And we've got a lot of young athletes that watch this program each week. And I think you can be a guy that they can look to because you've already graduated with your undergrad degree. Yeah, I'm sure you've got a plan when the football days are over, whenever that may be. Tell us kind of what you've got in the works for down the road when football is no longer in the picture. What kind of things do you hope to do?
So I got my undergrad in business, and my grandparents own a gun store back home. I've thought about, going back and working for them once I'm done. But I've also thought about, moving back to Troy. That's where my girlfriend lives at now. She works at Troy, and I've thought about getting a job somewhere over there. I haven't quite thought about it yet. I got a few months, and I'm going for plan A right now, trying to get on an NFL squad. So, but when that time gets here, I've got a good degree from Troy, and I know a few people have some connections, so I think I'll be just fine.
Hey, Gunnar, you make it out like your grandparents own this little small gun store. It's pretty nice. I frequent it pretty often, but if you're ever in the Butler, Georgia area and you don't know about Barrow Guns, go by there. It's impressive. They've done a really nice job building that business over the years. Gunnar, as we start to wrap this thing up, one of the things that I do every week that people have really enjoyed is I ask my guests about the support network that they have behind the scenes. You've had a great career, a really long career, especially with the COVID pandemic, and you got that extra season. Now you're anticipating being a professional. I would imagine you've had a lot of people that are in your corner supporting you. Talk to us about who those folks are behind the scenes for Gunnar Watson.
God has blessed me with a great family. First of all, my parents and my little sister, my grandparents, both sets. And, there's a couple families in Troy that have really helped raise me. The Smiths and the Gwynns, they're a big part of my success, and they support me. And then, just the entire Butler community has supported me, Reynolds too, throughout my journey. And there's a lot of people at Troy that I've also met that have played a big part in what I've been able to do and have supported me through the ups and the downs. So, you know, I've been blessed with those people to be in my life, and I'm very thankful for all of them and what they do. So, and then also the coaches that I had in high school, Coach Mark Wilson, Bob Yavac, they were my football coaches. Coach Chris Kirksey, he coached me my 9th grade year. Clay Mathis, who just got the job again at Taylor County for high school baseball. He was a big part in developing me and becoming a quarterback and a good baseball player. So all those people in Taylor County have really been huge in my success and just keeping me on the right path. So,
Gunnar, I got to tell you a funny story before we sign off. A few months ago, my wife and I went to a new restaurant over in Perry, Georgia. Really nice restaurant. And we sat down, and we probably hadn't been there 5 minutes. And Jeff and Mindy walked in with Dane Smith and his wife. And, man, we talked for probably 30 minutes. And my wife was like, "Who is that?" She had no idea about who your parents were. But when I said, "That's Gunnar Watson's mom and dad," she knew Gunnar. So it's neat how we kind of have built these loose relationships over the years. And, you know, you guys get to be adults, and now we're probably considered senior citizens, and we still get a chance to talk like that. But I've enjoyed getting to know your family. Hey, one more thing before I let you go. I understand that my niece's husband, which you know, Ian Greer, just got promoted to the director of operations. I'm going to give you a chance to talk a little bit about him and give him a shout out.
So Ian has been the equipment manager since I got there. Me and Ian are very close, and Ian's been, I mean, I don't know how he does it with all the equipment because he does it for all the sports. I mean, he's a hard worker, a great guy, and he deserves everything that he gets. Definitely a relationship I'll have for the rest of my life, and just a great, godly guy, and can count on him whenever I need him.
Man, that's awesome. I want to thank you for being a part of this today, Gunnar, and we're certainly going to follow you. You got to make me a promise. If you make it to the NFL, man, we got to do this again from one of your NFL stadiums. How about that?
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
And again, we want to thank you, our viewers, for making the Integrity Sports Podcast a part of your weekly routine. Please go to our YouTube channel today and hit subscribe. Help us reach that 1,000 subscriber mark. Also, like and share this video if you're watching on Facebook, X, LinkedIn, or any of the podcast networks that we use. We look forward to seeing you again next week. For my friend Gunnar Watson, I'm Tim Estes. Thanks for watching.